StreamYards it is.
Good night. 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 Kapeash. Good night. Good night. Kapeash.
I'm giving that one a thumbs down.
Good night, Kapeash podcast, where we tell bedtime stories of modern day. See, I like that. I just come on and just do random whatevers. See.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, see, I could be creative. Yeah.
I was not ready for that. You should have got up
know.
and started doing the dance. You should have definitely got up and started doing the dance.
I probably should have, but I don't know. It's like it came on. It's like, okay, something surprising. Hey. Yeah. 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 I told you I missed you, buddy.
Oh, Jesus.
Woo.
So how has the week been for you?
Man, I have been very busy. This temperature thing has really messed with me. The rain is coming from California. It's supposed to come out here. Thankfully, hasn't hit out there. I think hopefully we just get the cold air, and I hope we just leave it at that. Real talk, because I just left and came back from the store, and the left side of my face is really, really cold. You know,
everybody's gonna be getting sick in the next couple of days because this warm up, and then it's gonna get cold again, and everybody's gonna be so used to just it's gonna be cold again, and they're gonna get sick.
Man, please, everybody, if you just heard him say that, go get some orange juice. You know, wake up in the morning, take you some orange juice, go to whatever, get you some orange juice. Like this time of weather, as soon as I get to work, because normally I eat when I first get to work, but when it's like this, first thing I'm doing is I'm drinking some orange juice. You know, putting some food on my stomach and drinking some orange juice. And I be telling all my coworkers that too. You know, hey, yo, drink you a bottle of orange juice real quick, bad. And we get the little bottles, bro. It's not like we got the big bottles and they're super, chug-a-luscious. Nah, man. Boom, boom, boom. It's done. Throw it away. You got your vitamin. You know, we work around too many people for us to be getting sick out here in Nevada. For real. I don't know. I know other places, especially when you're dealing with customers and you're in a city that's just high volume of tourists. New York, California, Florida. I don't know why I don't be forgetting about Florida. But yeah, stuff like that is definitely means, hey, I want a Republican governor out of a chair. Yay. He like, I don't give a shit. What for? What for? It must be, what he do, Kapeash? No, Monday we did marijuana. We found out that the taxes in Virginia are going to a good cause for us, the school system in Virginia. Dude said about 62% of the taxes actually go to the school revenue. And the governor's like, I don't like what the marijuana is doing to my state. Let's put it on the ballot and get rid of it. Okay, cool. Whatever. If you would have had a logical reason, like, okay, what is your reason and why? And
not just I don't like it.
Yeah, literally no explanation. And this is a press conference. No good explanation, no reasoning. And just put it up there. I don't like it. And that's really the vibe that I got from him. I was like, yeah, that Republican guy got to go. He tripping. You know, I'm sorry.
Right. No, like what's the point? Like you have to have solid reasoning for not wanting something, especially something that's going to generate so much revenue to
Right.
space out, especially knowing that 62% of it's going to go towards schooling. Like what are you going to subsidize and use for different income to replace that 62% of revenue that's going to come in from that?
And then I've been covering marijuana news for a minute. I haven't heard.
Have you seen Ohio and what's going on in Ohio with medical marijuana?
Let's look.
Last I heard, they realized that before the farms got going, they were obviously buying from out of state and transporting here and selling medical marijuana, right? Well, a lot of places found out that they were getting extremely screwed on their pricing on purpose compared to nearby areas that were buying, right? Like other states close by that were buying. And so they are trying to sue for was it extortion or what is it? Not extortion. Loss of revenue via improper wages or pricing or something or other. All I know is they're going after the people that they bought from because they overcharged the shit out of them.
Jesus.
Little bottles of orange juice are like $2 to $3 where I'm at. So I don't know where you're at there, Shell Jackson.
Now I can tell you on the strip that our bottles are $5.75, but that are strip prices, and yes, they are overtaxed. An average bottle of orange juice is close to what he said out here, what Doc just said. It's really more close to that.
Right. You can't be pricing everything off the strip. They overcharge tourists that come to the strip.
Yeah, strip charge everything times 3.
It's like going in line at Disneyland or fucking amusement park. You're gonna pay crazy price if you don't want to leave the line.
Yeah. Our bottled water is literally $7.75 or $7.85 for a bottled water. A tall can of beer is $17.85.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I'd be making my own alcohol when I come to fucking Vegas if that's the prices. Fuck me.
And what's crazy about it, bro, is like you low key want to tell them to go off the strip. Like you low key want to tell them, like, bro, you know, save your money, but then you like, damn, if I tell you that, it's gonna take money out of my out of my store. That's gonna cut my hours. $17.95 is the beer.
Yep, trust me, I get it.
$17.95 is the beer. I see this small little thing about marijuana. It's talking about the next 4 states that's up for ballot for marijuana. I think this is probably a little cool. Look.
All right, I'm gonna mute while I take a dab while we watch this.
Yeah.
I think it's important to note that 4 more states, Florida, Nebraska, North Dakota, and South Dakota, will decide whether to join the other nearly half of the states in the country that already have legalized medical and recreational marijuana. Marijuana legalization, I think it's important to note that 4 more states, Florida, Nebraska, North Dakota, and South Dakota.
Bro, that is so in the middle of the country. Yeah. Yeah, that's in the middle of the country to me. I was going to say, hold on, did I just say middle? Is that the middle? Now, Florida, I'm under the influence, and I might be wrong. I think I'm more wrong than right. I think Florida don't want to go recreational or or recognize marijuana like that because they know the traffic of people that's coming down there once they go anything. Like they already got a lot of people coming down there because of the taxes and jobs and stuff like that. Boy, y'all legalize marijuana. Woo! Anybody cold in a cold state, that's where they're going. That's exactly where they're going to Florida. I just want to hang on the beach and smoke weed. Which, sorry, that does sound very relaxing and cool.
They'll probably have something against that because butts and roaches and stuff all over the beach. They probably won't let that.
Nah, you can do it in California. There's a lot of weed smoking on the beach. It's kind of off in the cut because, like you said, the thing about that is you are flooded with kids.
Makes sense.
And I'm a pothead, and even I hesitate to think about like, damn, I'm smoking weed, sure indeed. But if I'm in a area
with a lot of people, like there's
a lot of kids, yeah, like a beach.
And even if it's not a lot of kids, you don't know who smokes and who doesn't. It's like smoking a cigarette. You don't sit there and try to smoke around people that you are not sure if they smoke. Normally, it's a question of like, hey, anybody in the area okay with me smoking? And then whipping it out and smoking. That's what I normally did as a stoner. Like if I was ever out in public, even before it was like legal for medical or recreational anywhere, I would just look around. I'd see if people look like stoners or not. I'd be like, hey, you guys mind if I spark up? And most of the time, it's people are chill. Even if they're not smokers, they're like, yeah, just don't blow it at me, you know?
See, and I'm with you on that, but I can honestly say in Cali, out here in Nevada, in our little Water Lakes area, it reeks with weed. There was a story, an article came out during an F1 race that in turn 4, hold on, 1, 2.
Fourth would be the last turn before coming to the checkered flag on the first one. Or on the line.
That's like turn 17, 18, because we got 17 turns out here in Nevada. So around turn 6 and 7, around that big old sphere thing, it was reported coming around that corner that drivers.
Yo, Joe, if that's your thing, homie, that's fine. But like, I think you got Grindr, I think Pornhub. There's plenty of other choices if you want to look at gay content, homie.
It was reported that a lot of drivers were scared that they were going to fail a drug test because they said it reeked so heavily of marijuana. So one driver said, "Yeah, I held my breath going around that corner, like flat out, not trying, not
so
even." So
here's my thing: if people don't understand how marijuana works,
right
after it is taken into the lungs and exhaled, there is no THC particles left on it. It sticks to the fat cells of the body under the intake, right? And on the exhale, there is no longer anything that can make you fail a drug test.
So when this guy, and you make me want to go find this article that we covered, me and James covered. Dude was talking about secondhand smoking of marijuana, how it's bad and how it leads to more something. I can't think of the
there's actual scientific studies coming out of like I think it's like 3 different universities. One was Columbia State, one was Harvard, and the other one was UCLA, maybe. I'll have to go look into the information, but they did studies and they showed that I believe it's like close to 90% of the THC or something crazy is immediately on inhale stuck to the fat cells of your body, and on exhale you have extreme low amounts, not even enough to make you fail. I've heard of shotgunning, and the proper way to shotgun is not inhaling it before exhaling it into the partner. You take a small puff using your mouth as a container, and then you shotgun it to your partner, allowing the THC to still be in there because you did not inhale it. If you inhale it, you are giving them like 15, maybe 10% of the THC you're actually supposed to be giving them, and you're doing it completely wrong.
So what we breathe out, carbon something,
Carbon monoxide.
and that's what we breathe out.
Yeah.
So that's probably what you giving them more than THC is carbon.
Yeah, and if they're getting lightheaded off of it or a feeling of high, that's because you're taking away what should be oxygen.
Okay, so I found it. I'm glad. I want you to hear what this guy said and be like, okay.
And if you want to do a real shotgun instead of one of those, what you do is you turn your blunt around and you blow through it, increasing the amount of force that's going through the blunt, giving no air, all blunt. You're welcome.
Learn the people. Now, I'm not sure when he said, but it is this guy in a suit that's going to say it, stating facts about what marijuana.
I didn't even take my dab. I got to talking. My bad. I'm gonna listen while I dab.
Well, yeah, here you go. Because my.
The government decided to go forward with this. So now the New York Times is saying, actually, maybe this wasn't so great after all. Where did they hit the right points and where did they miss the mark?
Yeah, well, it worked for you and it worked for millions of others. In 1992, we had 1 million Americans using marijuana daily. Today, we have about 20 million Americans using marijuana daily. And it's not just the old Woodstock weed, right? It's so much stronger than it used to be, up to 99% potent with these dabs and these waxes and these products that a lot of young people in their developing brains are being damaged by it. So I was heartened by the New York Times basically admitting they were wrong, admitting that they had downplayed the harms for too long. And this was really a case where I think the editorial board actually listened to their own investigative reporters. There have been numerous investigative reports by the time showing how dangerous today's marijuana is. The link mainly to psychosis, schizophrenia, the mental health link is stronger than with any other drug. Where they got it wrong is I think, they're very institutionally tied to the idea of legalization. So I think they had to sort of say, well, but we're still in favor of legalization, just it has to be done better. We need to regulate it better. We've shown over the last 10 years that we have not been, right? We can't regulate this better. This is a drug that is used by foreign criminal cartels to make money still. We have a huge underground market still. There are lobbyists and very powerful interests pushing this. So, I think they got it right overall on admitting they were wrong about the harms, but on the policy, just legalization's not working.
I want to show you here marijuana abuse and treatment. So approximately 1 in 10 people who use marijuana will become addicted, 1 in 10. And when they start before age 18, the rate of addiction rises to 1 in 6. And an estimated 30% of cannabis users have cannabis use disorder.
Pause the
What
shit
is
real quick.
cannabis use disorder?
Well,
Look, they can say that approximately 1 in 10 people will become addicted, but I've never in my life seen somebody out of weed and they've thought to themselves, I'm going to go suck some dick to get some weed. All right? They might go make some money. They might go do some shit. But normally you got addicts doing the lowest of the low shit to get their fix, right?
Right.
I've never heard a pothead resort to shit like that. Right? Most people that I understand a lot of people don't want to quit, but I've seen enough that I've never, I know this is a personal stance, obviously, but I've been smoking since very, very young. Obviously not going to state how young, but very young. And I've seen many.
Hold on. Do you follow under the second statement up here?
So I don't think that it is the marijuana itself. I think that if there is pre-existing mental ability to have addictive tendencies, then that's going to happen no matter. It could be with dopamine and adrenaline. It could be with drugs or drinking. It could be with hyperfixation on work that makes them happy, that releases, certain chemicals that, people don't realize that addiction doesn't come down to just drugs or alcohol or anything like that. It could also be addicted to certain things, actions, certain habits, certain so it's not just marijuana doing the kickstarting of addiction. It's the brain already has addictive tendencies, and they just obviously turn to a fixation of marijuana instead of what they originally started on, right?
Okay.
Oh, that's addiction. So that third bullet is, I would argue, the most important to what you're showing. That means that 1 in 3 people who used marijuana in the last year, at least once, okay, 1 in 3 are addicted, will become addicted. That number, I mean, we never had 30%. We barely had 30% for tobacco and heroin, which are obviously extremely addictive.
Okay, I'm gonna bring this up because I think I said this last time, and it keeps just going over my brain, so I must have to say it. The thing about his statement when it comes to the addiction, when it comes to the schools, is these cases, like you said, what it was like 100, and like it tripled. And only reason I believe that it's tripling is before the simple fact of cartridges, and they can be more easily tracked,
Right.
and numbered for as a person getting caught in school with, he got caught with a gram, he got caught with an eighth, he got caught with a half. It's kind of hard for them back then to decipher, like, how can I put this and whatever ever. Nowadays, most people are getting caught. Let me bring this up. Maybe with a joint or something, but majority of people that are getting caught in schools are getting caught with cartridges. So therefore, it's just a tad bit easy to track. Mostly things that you do see in school that are becoming a problem, in my eyes, are edibles, not the actual flower. Because yet again, I think flower is still getting used, smartly. Like, look, I'm gonna either do it before school, after school.
I wouldn't say smart. Like, they just understand, like, they're gonna smell like it if they do it at certain times, so they'd rather keep it to like an edible. Or, like, personally, that's why I smoke dabs, because, like, I understand that it's not gonna stick to my clothes as easy as the actual flower. Like, I could sit there and rip a bunch of dabs before work, and it's not gonna stick to my shit. I go in there and I'm still smelling fresh like my deodorant, not like a fucking skunk.
Right.
Hold on, what's bartender say? He said, phones are addictions, so is alcohol. Weed, God made weed, the original weed, and weed is now chemically induced weed. Correct, which is why I like to make sure that my stuff comes from somebody who does soil or full hydroponic with no chemicals, all natural growth. Is really hard to come by. Soil, all natural, and no additives. Normally, outdoors is your best bet. Making sure that you do things like eggshells, potato peels, orange peels are good too. Making like a nice little soil mixture and letting everything kind of have some worms in there and letting them eat around it and getting some nice little what's it called, compost going. So trust me, I know it's a lot better, and you can taste the difference when it's done full organic rather than,
I would definitely agree with you on that. If you're smoking dispensary weed, you can definitely taste chemicals compared to somebody that grew in dirt. You do taste a light hint of the soil. I don't know if people are like, oh, you tasting dirt. I mean,
I don't think you knew me at this time, but I have smoked and grown enough weed that I can tell you what stage you pulled it, if you let it go long enough, if you used chemicals, if you did soil or hydroponic. I can tell you if you cured it properly, if you used the right humidity, and if it's done properly, I could probably tell you the strain. Just off of smoking a couple of hits of it.
I used to be able to tell you if it was grown in like good soil or not good. Like, good soil does have a hint of a taste, and it's not a bad if you could tell the difference and know. Now, somebody did it poorly in some bad soil or didn't have nothing and this, didn't use no right formula at the right time. Yeah, you have a bad taste left in your mouth.
Birthday cake's delicious.
Yeah.
I think my biggest like favorite
Sugar
would have to
cookie.
be White Widow or Gorilla Glue, probably.
But see, White Widow is a OG flower,
Yeah.
rare now.
Well,
To
that's
find.
why my brother-in-law used to have a bunch of seeds, like frozen, but I mean, he gotten into drugs and shit, so I guarantee he sold them bitches, which would kind of piss me off because we had all kinds of good stuff from when his father was alive. He was telling us to order like certain seeds offline fucking years ago before he passed. So we were getting things like Acapulco Gold. It wasn't obviously the true strand, but he was telling us about how back in the day that was the premiest of primo. And then you got, what was it, White Widow, OG Kush, Blueberry, Yum Yum. Um, what was the other one? Green Crack. All kinds of good strands, man. I used to grow crazy amounts though. Like we got to a point where we were doing like 100 and some cutlings a week off of 4 plants of 4 different strands. We were labeling them, and then after a week's time, we were taking out half of them and throwing out all the weak ones, letting those ones go for another week, taking half of those, moving them into bigger containers, and then each week we would upgrade them to either a different lighting, higher food intake, uh, different spacing. We had a nice setup, dude. We had so much. We'll have to actually like go through and talk about some shit sometimes.
I kind of want to, cause I'm almost. No, I'm not. But what I would like to do is link up with Michael and work on some sponsorships for my Monday show, especially because Monday is Marijuana Day. That's where we cover news on the show at 12 o'clock Pacific, 3 o'clock Eastern. Come check us out on the Brown Live Show and stuff like that. I also got to make a flyer. Oh my God. You know what? As soon as I'm done with this, I'm definitely going to knock out the small little task that I do have to do. That's real simple and easy. Ladies and gentlemen, Stephen A. Smith addressing the Democrats. I don't know what he's saying, but I just seen this pull up. I was just like, him dressing the Democrats, 20 minutes. Just want to go somewhere where he just giving like a speech. So I'm gonna go to the intro speech because hopefully the intro is just giving us variety of everything that he wants to talk about. I'm just curious because his name has been coming up. I have been talking about him around the Talk of the Tick streets just to get people's opinions to see what's going on because I want to look outside of the main candidates that are running and just see what people intake is because yes, Trump was a very, very outsider. So here's the Democrat have an outsider. Yet again, people are not taking them serious right now. Understandable. Only people that are taking them serious are political people. And I think only reason they taking him serious because they want him to either say he's in or he's out. You know what I'm saying? Just to get the ball rolling. And I think the playing with the idea right now is kind of smart. You know what I'm saying? Don't put your foot all the way in the water until you know the temperature. You know what I'm saying? You can put that toe in there, that big toe, whatever. I understand a lot of people will look at Stephen A. Smith like, no, flat out, no, hands down, no. I'm not even finna entertain the idea. I get it. I understand. It makes sense. But you kind of got to entertain. Or over here, we're going to kind of entertain it just for, I don't want to say shits and giggles, but just to see how an outsider would look from a Democratic side and what is the power play and moves into this. I'm curious. Am I low key rooting for him? Low key, I am rooting for him to make it far enough to where it puts an impact. All the way to the White House, no comment. Make it to the primaries. I kind of would like to see a little bit, maybe. I don't know. Matter of fact, I'm gonna put it like this. I really just want to see him go up there and debate against everybody. I know that is gonna be prime time classic. That is gonna be a debate for the ages, especially just in the Democratic realm. We will be talking about that for weeks. I think it'll be on a Super Bowl status where people will bring up an angle 2 to 3 weeks later after that has no idea, makes no sense to anything that they said on stage. They just keep bringing it up just because. I could be 100% wrong. I don't know. But yet again, Stephen A. Smith addressing the Democratic Party.
This guy's goofy.
Yours truly, Stephen A., coming at you as I love to do every Wednesday night from 6 to 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time over the airwaves of Sirius XM, POTUS Radio.
Not to say that he might be taking it a little bit serious with his background, with his little. I'm digging the suit, flat out.
Oh no, the suits fly. I give it to him, but like he's a goofy dude.
Okay, I get it.
Channel 124. Number to call up as always is 866-967-6887. That's 866-967-6887. 866-96 POTUS. And of course, if you want to leave /get serious, got a lot of stuff to get into today. Dean Withers, really smart, bright, young Democrat making noise throughout this country, particularly in the YouTube stratosphere. He's going to be a guest on this show in the next 25 minutes or so. Looking forward to talking to him pretty much for the first time. And of course, the governor for the great state of Maryland, the one and only. Would
you like to cover that?
Shit, yeah, why not? I've been trying to get you to watch his ass for a while now. He said about 25 minutes in. That's only 6 minutes. So you gotta go another 20. Oh, it's a clip. My bad. I didn't realize it was shortened.
Yeah, that's why I don't think. That's why I was just saying, is he up in her? I just want to see what he got to say.
I mean, he's a smart kid, dude. For being as young as he is, he's extremely intelligent. Does pretty good research. Has very good points and debating points with several things that. Like, even before I started watching him, like, the first couple of things I seen, me and him, like, I kind of lined up and agreed with. And, like, then, obviously, you've seen that I've shared a couple of things in the chat as well. What was the straight shooter? Here, I'll go look it up.
more will be on the show to start off hour number 2. So I'm looking forward to talking to him as well. What I'm not looking forward to talking about, however, is a few things that are going on in our country right now. If you watch the news reports and you see what's going on, you're hearing about a State of the Union address that is going to, that is rapidly approaching. It's going to be next Tuesday night, upon which the president addresses the nation. And everybody's looking forward, or most people are looking forward to that, at least the people on the right. The left, not so much. According to numerous reports, there's contemplation that the Democrats are going to pull a Turning Point USA okey doke kind of routine. In other words, just like Bad Bunny was performing at the Super Bowl, so they had their own performance. Well, the president of the United States is going to give his State of the Union address, and the Democrats got other plans. So some are talking about
back in the days, that probably would have been disrespectful. Back in the day. But this is a new era. Everybody has new strategies. For some odd reason, I am not knocking that. I'm not finna knock it. I know everybody's like, yo, that's disrespectful to the president. You should wanna. I get it back in the day, but yet again, when you are in a position, and this is just my opinion, Doc, you know what I'm saying? But when you're in a position and you're trying to gain grounds of gaining your audience and your people that want to come out there and vote for you, and you want to convince a bunch of people that in the middle, independents, conservatives that's gave up the thing, having their own program, doing something like this where all eyes right here, but all eyes are definitely in the politic mindset. I'm not gonna knock it. Democrats, go ahead, do your thing.
So I realize why I can't find it.
Oh Lord.
It's not happening until tomorrow.
Right.
If you go to Stephen A. Smith, his podcast channel on YouTube, it says upcoming, and it premieres tomorrow at noon.
Tomorrow at 12
Eastern.
So that's 8 o'clock. I'll miss it. I'll be asleep. Or just waking up.
It's gonna be noon, so I'll probably be watching it.
Just because of you, my buddy, I would definitely tune in. But
Shit,
back to what
might as well do a little fucking show while it's going on.
I will be asleep at 8 o'clock in the morning.
I mean, like, I'm going to do one.
Oh, yes, sir. See, now I will try to get up. That's a little different, buddy. But yet again, y'all, I'm not knocking the Democratic Party for trying to do a halftime show event on the nation's what's called. I think catch me Trump's first term, you probably would have heard me bitching. Oh, why are they doing that? Look at the Democrats. Ooh. You probably would have. You would have. But now, nah. Shut the fuck up. Don't do. Matter of fact, Republicans, I better not hear. This is a district. Shut the fuck up. Let them do it. It's not hurting you. You're still gonna get your message out. After they do their show, they still gonna go back and watch what he said, because they still got to know those talking points for when they go on CNN and ABC and Fox and all the other news. So let them do it. Don't want to hear no complaints. And yeah, nobody's gonna hear complaints anyway. Flat out.
Walking out in the middle of his speech, others are talking about boycotting it altogether and essentially finding something else to do. I'm here to tell you that neither is acceptable.
We can get so.
What I say? What did I say? And you're hearing it from Stephen A. Smith. No, I get it. And what did I say? I get it, because yet again, it's going to be looked at as disrespect. Doc, come on, man. Please tell me you with me on like who really cares? Let the Democratic Party do their thug thizzle. They really don't like this dude. So why is you gonna torment them of making them show up and sit there for however long it is? And they like, why? Why? So they can say that, oh, he talked about me and I said right there that was racism. Stephen A. And I wish I was big enough to like holler at my boy. Yo, Stephen A, look. Let it go. Flat out, let it go. Let them do their thug thizzle, whatever plan they got. Just let go. Oops.
And there's got to be an adult in the room. Should be something else to do. I'm here to tell you that neither is acceptable. Neither should be acceptable. At some point in time, ladies and gentlemen, there's got to be an adult in the room. If you're going to act as juvenile, as petulant, as petty, as you accuse the president of the United States to be, how are you ever going to hold a high moral ground, at least high enough to judge him accordingly? If people on the right can turn and look at you and say, you're no better, you act no better, where's it going to get you? See, these are the kind of things that end up getting people like myself and others in the news, because we're talking about getting things done. I've said repeatedly, and I'll state it again, and I'll make news by saying it again. I have no desire to be an elected official.
Making the statement once again, you don't want to be president, but his numbers is in there. I think if you look on what's called, I think he had like 5% of, just in a race. But yet again, he keeps saying he's not in it.
I've never entertained politics in my life. I'm certainly not an aficionado on the issues. Got a long way to go to learn all the things that go on. But you know what I have? I have common sense. I have decency. I have respect for the office, even when or if I didn't respect the individual. Because I would understand it as a representative, whether it be that as a representative or a senator in the United States of America. Guess what? I have a constituency to answer to. And I have people who need me, who I represent. And whether I like it or not, this individual is in office until 2028. And I got.
Give me your quick opinion real fast, please.
I mean, I told you the dude's goofy in my eyes. Like, he's got a bunch of weird takes. I don't really agree with a lot of them.
But right here, just on this one. Just on this small little briefing of just, shall I be sitting up here listening and be the bigger person? Yet again, the Republicans set up during the Biden administration that all of them, they didn't talk about boycotting, nothing like that. They sat in there and listened to him for his 4 years, I guess.
I mean, to an extent, but like the problem is, like, the economy wasn't completely going in the shitter while being bragged about in the office. You know what I mean? Like, it'd be different if, like, what was being implemented was having a negative impact, like this administration, right? The reason people are so upset is because all the promises that were supposed to have already happened on day one, on the first month, on the first year, like, it should have already happened like he promised, right? And I get you're supposed to give people time, right? But when they are promising a time frame, when they are giving you everything and telling you when it's supposed to be done, you should expect it to be done when they are promising it, right? If they cannot hold to the promise, then you give a time frame that is realistic. That's called understanding and setting realistic goals. If you can't understand something basic that most 5-year-olds do, it screams a lot.
Okay.
Got to find a way to do business with him in order to get something done. You see, when you go to the American people and you ask the American people, yo, stand up, step up, and handle your business. Stop bitching and screaming all the time. When you got problems at the job, when you got bills to pay, when you got a family to take care of, find a way to work around it and handle your business. How come that can't apply to elected officials? Why do they get away with that? Why do they get to circumvent those rules and regulations? Why do they get to circumvent the need and the insistence of mere decorum? This is the kind of stuff that ticks me off. Let me calm down so people hear my message so I don't talk too loud. I hope you're listening to me, Representative James Clyburn, because I know you don't like me yelling. So I'm going to calm down just a second here. Just a second here, sir. That's what bothers me, respectfully.
Think switching to T-Mobile's a whole complicated thing?
T-Mobile.
They were like, gotcha. Y'all, we got another free ad out there, y'all. Doing good. That sneaking up on you doing a YouTube, don't know when we're gonna pop up with an ad. It was a marvelous market. Man. Ladies and gentlemen, we was talking on Ticket to Talk when it comes to stuff like what part of society, things that are over dramatic and we probably should be trying to get rid of and stuff like that. I think we was talking about sports and stuff like that. And the reason why we kind of got into that discussion is because a person actually used certain words like worship and what was the other word that she used? It was just key terms that she used. And I was like, if you're going to use those terms, well, those terms, nobody on the panel agreed with that. Nobody should be doing. So I was like, well, those may be true. And what should we do about it? You know, well, I mean, are we just going to let sports ride? Because then I had to break it down. You know, sports are so developing into a community to where, you know, you got Little League sports, you know what I'm saying? Where you think Little League sports come from? The fact of the matter of, you know, major teams investing into city sports and stuff like that. And she went on to where how it, back in the 60s or something, it used to didn't be like that far as in the far as it didn't be in a black community. And I was like, okay, here we go with this again. But, you know, understanding that it probably wasn't until they, whatever, because, you know, I ain't doing no research at the time. You know, we ain't fact checking around here on every single thing. But yet again, understanding this. And I bring this up because Seattle, for a very, very long time, feel like they have been robbed of the glory. And not to say that these guys out here been worshiping basketball, but Lord, have they been wanting and yearning for the chance of their NBA team coming back. And sound like they might be having a chance. Let's take a look.
Fans argue the hype of the Sonics, it never left.
No, Elle, of course it never left. And whenever you're outside Climate Pledge Arena and you look at this statue of Sonic legend Lenny Wilkens, it just brings back so many memories. And with this vote still months away, fans we spoke with are both cautious and optimistic for Seattle's chances.
It's a great time to be a Seattle sports fan.
It has been exhilarating and a little frantic.
And if you think it couldn't get better,
it's hard to imagine that just because it's been amazing from the Mariners and then the Seahawks.
Think again.
And we keep hearing rumors about the Sonics coming back.
The NBA Board of Governors says it will vote this summer to expand the league by 2 teams. The top 2 choices, Vegas and Seattle.
It just speaks to how passionate our fan base is here, that they do react to those rumors because they so want it to be true.
Seattle Sports Commission President and CEO Beth Knox says NBA Commissioner Adam Silver has said from the beginning the decision to expand would be made this year. In fact, he even had a call with Governor Bob Ferguson about the upcoming vote. Even if the vote is yes, Knox says there is more to be done to get the city ready.
An ownership group has to be brought together. That's one of the key elements. But it's also making sure that our community is activated.
That bid won't be cheap either. Last year, the Celtics sold for $6.1 billion, and the Trailblazers are expected to sell for a little less than $4 billion. So you can expect expansion fees to be in that range.
We're already selling a lot of Sonic stuff as it is right now.
Some fans in merch stores would argue that Sonic's fever never left.
In fact, Gary Payton was actually here, a former Sonic, during the NFC Championship, and he was looking to buy his jerseys.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
Trying something. Ain't got it.
They got the fan base. Even when I was up there, man, people was buying jerseys, and you see the Sonics this and Sonic that. Low key, back in the day, Sean Kemp, Gary Payton, I was a fan of the Sonics. I was, you know what I'm saying, during the Jordan era. People like, you wasn't a Jordan fan? No, I was a Super Sonic fan. I don't know why. No, Sean Kemp. Sean Kemp used to dunk on everybody. That's how I looked at it. Every time I seen him, he just dunked on everybody with force. And it was just amazing. Am I excited for them? Yes. But can I root for them? Unfortunately, no. I am right now a Clippers fan. I've been a Clippers fan since Blake Griffin. I seen him. I would never forget what Blake Griffin did in college, where he dunked and his head was under the backboard, stuck because he was already going up, and he still dunked with his head up under there. Yeah, I'm talking about college. Okay, I was a fan, so I was like, wherever he go, I'm just gonna be a fan. Clippers been, that's where he went. Lob City, was a fan of that. Cool, you know. Even though Blake Griffin left, got traded on to other teams, I still stayed a fan. James Harden came, Paul George, Kawhi Leonard, all these other good superstars have came, been part of the Clippers team since I've been a Clippers fan, and cool little ride, I guess. Sort of. No championships, I get it. But now, Vegas, they get a team, y'all. It's just like, oh, it's like, if I'm gonna jump any ship and root for a team, you might as well root for your home team. I don't know yet. Right now, to me, it kind of depends on if they put Las Vegas in the East or how they're gonna do it. They're gonna put Vegas in the West, Sonic in the West, and then take a team that's, I don't know, take another team like a Minnesota team and put them in the East or something like that. I don't know. There's ways around it, but I don't, to see how they're going to do it, that really depends on how I'll be a Las Vegas team. Now, Las Vegas also getting a baseball team too, and I'm a diehard Cardinals. I'm not, you see, in that situation, I can't trade over. In hockey, I am a St. Louis Blues fan and a Las Vegas Knights fan. I kind of, root for both teams to make it. I love it when they play each other. It just give me joy just to see both teams. I always root for my home team over the visiting team, no matter how it is, just me personally. I think that's how it's going to be in the basketball. Probably be, for real, Clippers fan, but low-key a Las Vegas fan. I guess. Because I'm a Buffalo Bills fan. Can't wait to see their new stadium.
Do you know how much they are spending on the new one?
I think it was $2 billion. $2 billion. I know Washington D.C. They're getting a new stadium. That mother looks wonderful. Just what they're incorporating, how it looks. They're gonna try to incorporate the monumental look of it's around of looking like the monuments, like the monument Marvel look. I think that'd be awesome. I think I heard about Cleveland be getting a new stadium and talks a new stadium. Everybody, I don't know if everybody know, but Chicago is definitely finna get a new stadium soon. It just trying to figure out where it's going to be at. Is it going to be in Indiana or is it going to be in not Chicago? On the outskirts of Chicago. I can't think of the actual location. It's on a horse racetrack where they're going to build a whole subdivision surrounded by a stadium. And that's what everybody's really doing nowadays is that look. Look like AOC is in some hot water for going on a debate stage and talk about some policies and stuff, and been hearing people make fun of her on the right. I've been seeing the remarks of it, but I'm just looking at this article saying that The View actually had something to say about some of her remarks, and they're roasting her. For The View to roast you, which I don't know, it's just don't think they have a leg to stand on to be roasting anybody. Kind of probably makes you think that maybe she probably did a bad job or whatever she said. I haven't seen the full content of AOC, but yeah, you shouldn't be. The View, which I know AOC been on The View plenty of times, that they like her, you know, she part of the gang. But yeah, you obviously probably did somewhat of a bad job.
I mean, for major stations to be giving you shit, and like I don't know, like the inner workings of certain stations and platforms and stuff. I know that the influence mostly comes from the donors and the people that give the money. So that's how the world works right now. It's how it will work for a long time until everybody gets fed up of it. But whoever owns that motherfucker does not like, because it all gets approved by the owner.
Oh, snaps. 2 people found dead in hotel in Las Vegas. Mother shoots daughter. Boy, look, Vegas is getting people is just getting outrageous. Oh, I don't even know what to say. Just the title alone is just outrageous. Parents of a ski slope school among 8 dead in California avalanche. Damn. Just these titles alone is just like, damn. We need to do something about it. Also, I'm tired of hearing about the Raiders giving up their #1 draft pick to go after Drew Burrow. I told my friend, I said, man, I heard rumors about that, and she was like, "Who would you give up a first round draft pick?" And I sat there and thought real hard. I'm like, "There's not too many people, but if you're going to do it, you're going to go after a quarterback that's been for a franchise that's still in that prime." And I really couldn't think of none. And only person that really stuck out there that could make a move like that you would give up a first round draft pick would be Drew Burrow for the Cincinnati Bengals. He's about the only person that I can think of at the moment. And I've been really thinking about this for 2 days. I ain't really like sit there and look at the what's called no stats or nothing. Just pondering like, man, a name? Somebody, yeah. Just him. But yet again, I don't want that. I'd rather for y'all to go ahead and have a couple more sucky seasons, get you another rookie quarterback. You know, you got one rookie quarterback. His problem is he just really couldn't throw the deep ball, you know, but that's okay. You just can't throw the deep ball. Did you know that Tokyo is the largest city on earth?
Yes.
Jesus.
That's why they have to compact their apartments, the beds, the hotels, the garages, the highways. Like, have you seen how they fucking insane?
Man. They also starting to say college stadiums are starting to cost $1 billion for makeovers and stuff too now.
All right, brother. I'm probably gonna have to jump off here. I gotta get up early and go shop for a car.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, like we always hate to say, but we always love to do.
Good night,
Good night,
Capiche.
Capiche.